Hey, listen, a big, massive love for everyone that's joined. This is LDC Radio, and this is Kingz, and this is The Fusion. And do you know what's so special about this guest that I've got on? It's the first one on The Fusion, and that is what I'm blessed about. So it's the first one. We've done so many different interviews, but we got him here. And if you feel that you don't know who this UK garage artist is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'm sure you get the hint there. Let's do a big LDC welcome, The Fusion welcome to Monsta Boy. Big up yourself, Monsta Boy.
How you doing? Good evening.
All good, all good. Thank you so much for joining. Big up yourself.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. And this is the first one, like I mentioned. We've not done this before on LDC Radio. You are the first of many guests. And hopefully you won't be the last. Maybe some people might see the interview and be like, nah, I'm not doing that again. So we have to make it good, Monsta Boy.
I'm sure I won't.
Excellent, excellent. So listen, thank you so much for joining. The first things first, I want to kind of just understand a little bit about Monsta Boy in general. I want to know where it all started from. Okay.
Monsta Boy came about, 1997, I think.
Okay.
And I was doing pirate radio, and I got introduced to somebody. He gave us a call. His name was Sticks, and he was a musician. And I went to see him, and, we got talking, and he was showing me his stuff. And he started to play me some stuff, and I was really whoa, intrigued, because he was making music. I was doing the radio, but he was actually making music, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, great, wicked. Rewind, we'll fast forward, and, I was doing a night, we were doing a night in town. It was called Groove City. And I was approached, I was DJing on the night, because I used to DJ back then as well. I was approached by a guy called Dean, and he said, I'm a singer. And I've got this, I got this tune we want to do. And at this time, me and Sticks had started to work in the studio together and, making some beats. And I said, all right, cool, come up to the studio.
Okay.
And he did. And we got in the studio and we started to create I'm Sorry.
Was there a lot of trial and error in terms of making the track? Did you and Dean make different tracks before you got to this one?
Well, the process was this. It was me and Sticks in the studio many, many nights. And it's like, that was the time when music was changing from analog to digital.
Right, okay.
So he was on analog equipment. I was getting into it, and I was buying digital stuff. So he was putting everything together. So we was learning the equipment as we were going along and trying to do this tune. So there was about 5 or 6 different versions, even up to the other month. Sticks or somebody sent me a version of Sorry, and I was like, what? I can't remember this. You know what I mean? But then when I think about it, I was like, yeah, because we did 5 or 6 different versions of Sorry that came out before we was like, right, yeah, this is the one.
Do you think that the one that actually was the most successful one, was that your favourite personally? Or do you feel like there was ones previous to where you felt, if it was me, that would be the one?
That was definitely our favourite.
Okay.
That was definitely our favourite. It's like, like I said, we'd won. It took us about 6 months to make that tune.
Okay.
From start to finish. This is going through different bass lines and all sorts of stuff. So that's a long time to make a track, you know what I mean? But at the end of it, we had about 3 or 4 versions, and we're like, yeah, that's the main version. Boom, 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 boom. Let's run with it.
Okay.
And get onto the next tune.
So sticking with Sorry for now, and I do ask this from all of my guests who've had successful tracks in the UK garage scene. At what point did you realise that this was going to be a hit?
Probably about a month before. It was a couple of months before the release that you held up.
Okay, so that was 1999, wasn't it? It got released.
It was released in 1998. We released it. It got picked up by the various distributions. So 99, it was being distributed by 2 or 3 different distribution companies.
Mm-hmm.
2000, it got picked up by Locked On and released by Locked On at the end of 2000.
How did it feel when it absolutely blew?
I don't know, it was a bit surreal, really. I think me and Denzie were in a hotel somewhere, and I think we got a call to say, like, oh, you guys, man, it's doing well. You know, this is the release week. It's doing well. You know, you could get on top of the pops. You know, get prepared and all this. You know what I mean? You know, this never happened before. You know, running around like, yeah. But he was doing a PA. I can't remember where it was, but I think we was in a hotel somewhere, and we'd been at one night and we're staying over, and we're going to the PA the next day, and we was just keeping our fingers crossed. And in the end, you know, it came out, and it just missed the threshold to getting on top of the pops. Yeah? Just missed it, but it's like, oh, it was unbelievable.
Well, why? What was the threshold? Was there a criteria to it, or what was?
It just fell outside when it first got released in the first week. It fell outside the top 20.
Okay, 25. It got to, wasn't it?
24, yeah.
24.
Yeah, so it's like you needed to. It was a top 20 that was on top of the pops them days.
Yeah.
They had us on backups.
So you were there. So hopefully you still got Trek good, and you're still able to come and be ready to jump on there if needs be.
No, we didn't.
None of that.
We didn't. No, none of that.
Just wait for the call.
Make it. That's it.
How did you deal with the success from it then? So obviously, in terms of PAs, did you kind of feel the pressure to have to do it again? Did you feel the pressure to have to do it again in terms of another track on top of Sorry, or did you kind of feel that, look, listen, once I've made this one, or we've made this one as a group, we're going to be happy either way? What was there pressure to that or not?
I think because of the naivety, there was pressure to a degree, but the pressure wasn't really felt because we were, you know, me and Dean were out because I used to go out and do the PAs and stuff with Dean at that time. And we were PAing, you know, 3, 4 nights a week consistently for a good couple of months, you know what I mean? So having to do that work and worry about, we were just really concentrating on that work at that time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, okay.
But we did feel the pressure because they're saying, oh, what's the next tune? And, as me and Sticks as producers, we did a few remixes. We hoped they would go, but it didn't really go like how Sorry.
Okay. So fast forward, we are going to rewind a little bit back now, but we're going to fast forward to recent times. My son, who's 14 years old, absolutely loves Sorry. He sings it all the time. And I think, wow, he's 14 years old and he sings his heart out to it the way that I do at my big old age, and I love that. And he loves UK Garage. So that's the reason why he knows about that song, your version. Joel Corey did a remix of this that got to, I believe, number 6. In the charts. What it did was it revitalized the lyrics, everything about it, like people on a night out, not just in UK garage bars or clubs, but in your normal bars were singing the lyrics to it. How did that feel for you? Is there a different element of it's good it's been sung, or was it kind of, hey, that's my tune kind of thing?
Personally, I loved it. It was, to me, it was like, wow, you can make a tune 20 odd years ago, or it was 20 years ago when Joel did his version. And, he's redone it. It's reaching a totally different audience. It's exactly the same song. And I was just like, yo, music is incredible. But then it got me thinking, it's like all the music that I used to be into when I was coming up, and I'm talking some hip hop and this like that, and I was listening to these artists, I'm now realizing, the songs you were singing or the beats you were using were from artists back then.
Yes, yeah. Do you know, because when I've been DJing playing some of the tracks I've got, I've been realizing that some of these go way back. So I'm going to hold a mad confession here. And All I Do by Kleptomaniacs, Bump and Flex remix. Love that one. I was in the car a couple of months ago and heard the original by Stevie Wonder. I never knew. And I thought there's so many like that.
Yeah.
Do you know? Never mind thinking it's the original person on the UK garage track that's doing it, but it does. It brings it back for you, makes you realize that there's a lot more there.
Yeah. And to have a tune and know, well, that's been done with your tune, it's kind of like, we're on a pedestal.
You're picking up your chest there, right?
Yeah. You might not have got all the, the mansions and all this out of it, but we're on a pedestal with this tune. And,
yes.
Blessed for that.
Yeah. So sticking with this track that we mentioned about it, Locked On Recordings. Do you know what though? My version is my version's a bit mashed up though. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. My DJ name was completely different when I was younger. I used to write all over. I used to really have a bad habit of writing all over the tunes. So it says...
Did you face vinyl?
Eh? I know.
Faced it.
I know, but I only know that now at my big old age. At the time, I was like, it's mine. And if anyone sees a vinyl, they knows whose it is. It's all mine. Yeah, and now I'm looking back, I think now I've wrote remix on the back of it, my DJ name all over it. Do you know what though? It's not bad quality though, to be fair. It's not bad.
Well, I suppose when you get, you know what I mean, when you get big and famous, that will be worth thousands, innit?
It will when you sign it.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, when you sign it.
Scribble on there.
Yeah, 100%. Sign it now. Do a little digital signature.
There you go.
Boom, there you go. Love that. So obviously Denzie was the vocalist of that, and the lyrics hit deep. I remember that like various people would be able to relate to it. And is there a story to it?
What, for Denzie?
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to ask Denzie. You know what I mean? But like, I know there's a backstory to them lyrics for a lot of people.
Right. Right. Okay. Hold it. It's kind of thing that, you know, you hear various people talking or singing about various songs like that, and that was just out and out. I did what I did. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Was you kind of taken back, or was you like, this relates for man?
At the time when we was making the tune, to me, it was just the tune, you know what I mean? And it sounded good. And to be quite honest with you, I wasn't really paying any attention to the lyrics. It's like, oh, yeah, this guy is a singer. He's come in. We put him on this garage beat. What it sounds all right. Let's continue with it. I wasn't really taking any interest in the lyrics too tough, you know what I mean? As far as the singer and Nicky, who wrote it with him, whether they took inspiration from personal experience or not, I don't know. But funnily enough, this year when we were doing the tune, I ended up doing something and cheating on my partner.
Okay.
For a long time, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, if people like I said, my son who was listening to it, he's 14 years old. He's probably not had deep experiences and probably relate to that song as much. But as we're older, you know, we know someone or someone knows of someone, or it's happened where it's like, yeah, I do relate to that more now.
You know what it is? It's like I'd say that the writers nailed it as far as picking a subject that lots of people are going to relate to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This song, lots of people, even though it's a bad thing, lots of people relate to it. You know what I mean? And funnily enough, I get loads, even now, I still get loads. Oh, this song, I remember this song, it's got so much good memories for it, or blah, blah, blah memories. I'm thinking, wow, this song is about breaking up.
Yes.
About a guy cheating on his partner and he's sorry, you know what I mean? Mm. How can anybody have any good, but I don't know, it's just because it hit at the time, and whatever you were doing at the time, that's what you relate the song to.
100%. You can definitely relate to that, because I think that, like I said, you know someone who's going through it, it's been done to you, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it went on to be absolutely massive and successful. Brilliant. So talk to me about Monsta Boy now, 2025. I've seen you out there doing your thing. You was up in Leeds a couple of months ago, I believe. I seen you on the bill for Sidewinder. I seen you doing PAs here, there, everywhere. Are you just sticking and doing the PAs and doing a set within that, or is there other work that you're doing behind the scenes as well?
Well, like I said, funny enough, before, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I used to DJ. That's how I got, when I was doing garage, I was DJing. And I was really not all that on the head when the song started to take off. You know what I mean? I was more just concentrating on, being that engine to drive the song, because it's like, as you see, it kept going for 20 odd years, and it didn't keep going. Because,
in that. Sorry to interrupt. Would you say that you lost motivation in the DJing because you was at such the heights of the song itself, so you felt like you didn't need to DJ?
No. I don't think I lost the motivation to DJ. I just feel like that business took off and away, and because it was new to me at that time, I thought, well, I need to concentrate on this and make sure that this keeps ticking over, because we didn't have a new song. You know what I mean? We didn't have something else that kicked off. So I had to keep this thing going now for the 25 years that it's kept going.
Get you.
And that's basically, that's what I've done. You know what I mean?
Get you.
Doing remix competitions and every so often, just to make sure, keeping it in the public domain.
We talked about remixes, speaking of which, a question that I wanted to put to you is that if you had some studio time and you had, let's say, 7 hours to remix Sorry, and there's you, Denzie in there, and you could bring 3 artists in to help remix it with you, producers, MCs, or another singer, which 3 would you have? Remix Sorry 2025. Who are you bringing?
I don't know. I'd probably say to Denzie, right, you're going to have to pick the singer. You know what I mean? Because that's your thing, producer-wise.
Who do you think Denzie would have picked then?
I don't know. It's hard for me to speak for him. You know what I mean? He'd really have to pick himself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If any, because I'm going to say a producer, but he would, if he could say a producer, he'd say Wookie, I reckon. You know.
Okay.
Acting on that, but I wouldn't bring him Wookie. I'm a Dre man. I would want Dre in there with me to really, to take this sound somewhere else. Oh,
All right. Okay. Do you think a female singer would be on it?
Yeah, it would be a female though. Definitely would be a female.
Yeah. Okay. Interested. And would you bring an MC on it?
Funnily enough, as you mentioned that, I've actually got a version that somebody's done, and it's got a female on there singing and an MC. And I'm like, woo, this sounds interesting.
Really?
There's a few versions of it that I've got that we might release towards the end of this year, next year, as a compilation final, or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Brilliant.
Say no more.
I'm here for it. You're a DJ, you're a producer, you are a promoter in the sense of pushing this and making sure that this has longevity for 25 years on an absolutely UK garage anthem. But you're also a promoter as well. You're doing things in the background. Just talk to me a little bit about that, like what you're doing around where you live.
Well, 20 odd years ago when we made this song, we was doing a night called Groove City at Essence. It was called The Basement in Essence in Nottingham. And this year, we're running a reunion event. So it's Groove City Essence Reunion, 29th of November at Tunnel Club in Nottingham.
Excellent. That's really, really good.
And we've got all the DJs that used to DJ back in the day in the radio and stuff, all the local guys, they're all on it, as well as 1 or 2 from London.
Love that. So with you being in UK garage for a good 20, 25 years, and longer, to be fair with you, has there been inspirations that you've been able to take that have kind of pushed you through, and you've kind of looked at DJs, producers, favourites? I know
from the garage scene.
Yes.
Oh yeah, massively. Like I originally came. I used to do a rave station, so it was rave music, and the rave scene died down because of the clubs and the police and all that. And a lot of people started to go into jungle and drum and bass, but I wasn't really too feeling that, you know what I mean? So I kind of stayed out of the way. And then, eventually I got into the garage because I used to go and stay with a friend of mine who lived in London. And I just used to listen to it all day on the radio. And eventually I got involved with the garage and started to go out and listen to like Timmy Magic and Carl Brown, Mike Roughcut Lloyd, Ray Hurley, you know what I mean? Hermit, them guys, the guys, who were playing this stuff who switched from house in 93 and 94 and started playing it. So I kind of I've been into it from then, you know what I mean? And it was just the energy at the time. It's like that music had an energy that I'd only experienced with rave music.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, something, it's not happening where I am up in Nottingham. Let me go and put a radio station on there and see if I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get some DJs who want to play this and make it happen. And that's what I did. From
the people that you mentioned in there, you sound like an absolute garage connoisseur, man. It's not just come from Sorry, has it? Like,
No,
UK
we was
garage.
there before. That's what I'm saying. It's like we was, I've seen Jason K when he was in Jungle, you know what I mean? And Mikey B when they're DJing as Jungle and their other personas.
Yeah.
And then to move over to the garage because this is something new and exciting that's coming out of, you know what I mean, the UK.
Of course.
So, you know, I've been there, but I'm very much, I stayed in Nottingham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love my city. I feel comfortable up there. That's where I want to be. If we'd have moved to London with the song, we probably would be, you know what I mean, in a totally different. I probably wouldn't be speaking to you now.
Why? Because you'd be too good.
when you move to London and you get in.
So you admitting it?
It's a different animal. It's a different beast.
That's true. That's true.
You get me?
Yeah, that's true. I get that. Well, I'm blessed. I'm looking at you more closer up north, so I've got the opportunity to have this, which is good. Just closing on the interview, we spoke about some highlights in terms of what you've done. Now, the music scene, the UK garage scene, sometimes isn't always like that. And sorry, I should categorise it. Music scene overall. Talk to me about any low points that you might have had in UK garage. Like you said, it's been 25 years. It's not all just been on the highs. Talked about some points where it's been a bit low.
Yeah, man. It's like it's been a ride. It's like even with the song, it's a ride. We made the song 18 months. After the song, when the song is just about to blow up and everything, it's like there's internal. I wouldn't say fighting, but it's like we made the song and come together out of love for music. We weren't business, so it's like. When the song got released, and not everybody was credited who should have been credited on the song in the initial stages because it wasn't known at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, we've gone through all that, where it really made people, even at some points, people didn't want to be involved with the song.
It's a shame.
At that point, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, luckily, I suppose it's just a journey that we had to be on because, things have been sorted out. I wouldn't say wrongs have been righted, but the mistakes have been recognized and, acknowledged by everybody. We've moved on and then boom, 20 years down the line, we get to number 6, even though it's not us. It's like things happen.
Music's coming together, it brings people back together. I saw a set, and we're going away from UK garage just a little bit into the grind scene where I saw Mac 10 do a set with Dizzy Rascal and Wiley. They had a falling out over a period of time. They've come back together and just harmonised, which has been beautiful. So that's what music does. And I'm just so glad that you're still here. You're still doing things in the music scene to keep championing that UK garage because it's made such a big revival, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%, man. It's like it's never going to die. Like you said, your kids are into UK garage because that's the music that they've listened to growing up. You know what I mean? My kids, they're into UK garage because they've been around, even though they're into other stuff. But, they'll go to a garage rave and get down. I know, even though they've been brought up around it.
Of course. No, that's brilliant.